Hello, everybody. Good to have you with us. Thank you so much for watching. Great that you're with us this afternoon. There's Thursday racing, this being, of course, previewed or recorded, so to speak. And we'll get through the Thursday meet. It's a stand-side track meeting. And you are, of course, reminded about our social media opportunity with Twitter or WhatsApp, wherever you want to join us. You're more than welcome, of course, to do so for racing.tv as well. Well, Boisterous is the favourite here for Tyron Zaki. Craig Zaki, they team up at 22-10. Lover's Lane is the second choice. I see, Darren, there was a little bit of support for Lover's Lane early anyway, from 7-2 into 33-10, and then 4-1 about Burgess.
Well, it's not an easy race. Boisterous was beaten at odds on last time out. And his debut form line behind Mercantor, nothing's really come out of that race. So he's got to go in. Horse like Burgers. Also, the form line behind Lizardo is not standing up. Yesterday, we saw two runners from that form line, and they both ran unplaced. And then Lover's Lane made up a lot of ground last time out. That was on the poly. And with natural improvement, could rate the horse to beat. But throw in the first-timer Promontory, a Silvano out of Europa Point, a lovely pedigree. So watch the market with regards to that one.
Yeah, interesting. We certainly will. There are quite a few first-timers, that I would imagine one has to pay attention to.
Absolutely. Always watch the market when it comes to first-timers, Clyde. Of the race runners, I'm going to be with Boisterous. Like Darren touched on, fair enough debut. It was against winners, but the form line hasn't been franked. But last time out, Clyde, he was beaten by a first-timer who could be absolutely anything. That filly bolted up on that occasion. And coupled with the fact that he may have found the 5 furlongs on the sharp side, I think back over the 6 with the 2 runs under his belt, I'm leaning towards him in a big way over any first-timer who's fancied.
Okay. Well, then let's get the bipart on in terms of race number 1 here at Turffontein. We'll put that up for you now. And the first, we're going to banker number 6 in the biparts. That's Boisterous. Then we got 1-3-14 by 3-5-6 by 1-6-9 by 1-2-3-6 and 1 and 4 at the back. That bipart will cost you 260 Rand a time. Second race on the card, welcome back. Let's get our place accumulator on. And in this particular case, when recording the show, Chopsticks was favourite, 33-10. You can gauge when you're watching this now as to whether it's moved or not in the market. Second choice is Tsitsikama Pearl at 7-2 and Outlaws at 9-2, 5-1 and better the others. Darren, let me start with you. I see in PAs we've gone a few runners opening leg.
I thought an open race, a horse like Chopsticks. I do think she's going to appreciate the step back to 1160 with the blinkers fitted. She's won for the shortlist. Then Tsitsikama Pearl ran third to Aralina on debut, but then Madam Vicky didn't frank that form, so difficult to tell how she's going to go. And then numbers 11 and 12, Outlaw and Rose Velvet. Not much separating them on that effort behind Daisy Buchanan, so they should be involved as well.
So there are a few in here with chances. I'm amazed we're still chasing Chopsticks.
Yeah,
you found Chopsticks about 6 months ago.
Clyde, Darren touched on the step back in trip and the blinkers get fitted. Her last start was the best start to date, in my opinion. She could get it right because it looks like she's always going to get there and then lacks extra. So this may do the trick. Tsitsikama Pearl, she's a half-sister to Grade 1 winning Pearl of Asia. He won the Mercury Sprint. Fair debut. I know the form line wasn't franked during the week with Madam Vicky, but Clyde, Madam Vicky was drawn towards the outside. After the first race, all the action was down the inside. Nothing featured towards the outside on the Vol Straight yesterday. And then Strange Magic, now she put up a fair enough debut, plenty scope for improvement. The filly that ran just ahead of her, Berengaria, came out and ran second at the Vol on Thursday. So she should make a step forward over here. So between 1, 3 and 14 for me, but it's open.
Yeah. There are a few in here, I guess, even a horse like Strange Magic, as Daryl said, any price. I think it's 20-1 or something like that. Okay, let's, can we put the PA up, please, Ricky? And here we go. And we're going 1-3-14 by 3 and 6, by 1-6-9, by 3-6, by 1-5. You're bankering later on in your PA there, I see, Daryl. The 5 was...
yes, Benguela Cove. I think she will finish in the top 3, Clyde.
Okay, it's a 216 Rand per. So the question is, are you Hollywood bound or not? The horse is 5-2. Roy Magna, Raymond Danielson, the stable in really good form at the moment. Darren, is that the right one?
One for the shortlist, definitely, but a horse like Florentine. Now, I think she's going to love the stand-side track mile. She takes time to unwind her stride, and with 54 kilos on her back, I think she could bounce back to best. Crimson Princess won a very good race last time out over the 1400-meter trip. That was her second run in the province. She should strip a fitter horse this time around. Hollywood Bound can't be ignored on a good recent form. And then Follow Me. She pulls very hard in her races, and that's the reason why she hasn't been winning. So if she settles in running, definitely a runner.
Well, there's no shortage of talent here at all, right?
Clyde, I've been waiting for number 6, Florentine, to run on the stand-side track. Yeah, she gets it today. She also gets fitted with a tongue tie. You can see, last start she was recorded to have respiratory noises. So I'm hoping that will assist her. Go back to the run on the 15th of May. She's 2 kilograms better off with Rouge Allure for a neck beating on the Ulla late run, Clyde. There's no doubt she's the value in the race. So we're going to be tipping her ahead of the likes of number 3, Rouge Allure, who you can't really fault. I think there's a lot of merit in her latest victory. She gave the run up 10 kilograms. And we've seen that form line being franked with Belvard winning from there. So 6 from 3 for me, but I'm leaning towards 6 in a big way.
Okay. So Florentine is the right one, perhaps, from both guys. We remember Florentine when she won at the Bowl, when she got up in the closing stages, because we tipped her that day as well, that being a long straight. So here we go, pick 6. Let's see what we're doing here. We're going field by 1-3-6-9, by 1-2-3-4-6, by 1 and 4, by 2-5-7, by 4-10 and 16 at the back. So we're talking about the 4th race now, and Full House has got to be one of the fancied horses here for Joe Sommer and Craig Zaki. Got to have a big chance. Bay Souay is not out of it either from a market perspective when recording the show, and Motor City Hitman as well is another that's got to have some sort of chance. I guess it's a race, Darren, that you and Daryl are likely to find a horse in double digits, I would imagine.
Well, we both landed on the same horse, Wolf's World, at 14-1. Last time out, he came back to best form, and that was in a graduation plate against horses like Sir Michael with 59.5 kilos. He ran well above his rating. So he is drawn 1 now with the scratching of Captain of Grit. He should have every chance from that draw. And even though 60.5 kilos on that last effort, I think he'll rate the horse to beat over horses like Full House, Bay Souay, Alinga Longa, and Vengeance Forever.
Okay, just how tough is it? I mean, is the question, how many horses you need to survive this first leg of the jackpot?
1.
Just 1.
If you're taking a small jackpot, that is, Clyde. I'd take a chance in banker and have a few each way on number 1, Wolf's World. 91 to 81, back in a handicap. All he has to do is reproduce his latest efforts, and he'll end up in the winner's enclosure. I think Mtabisi, Clyde. He's been very honest. I didn't think he'd hold his form once he exited the maiden ranks, but he's done just that, and he's proven very consistent. He'll run another game race. For me, 1 from 9.
Okay, well, let's put the jackpot up, can we please, Rex? Let's go. Race number 4. We're going 1-3-6-9. Of course, the 6 being out, so we double up if the tight favourite wins by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, by 1 and 4, by 2, 5, 7, 120 Rand. All right, guys, let's get the second jackpot on now. The race does run at 1/4 and it's 4-1 the field with Dancing Arabian when we were recording as favourite, number 6 on the card, for Roy Magna and Raymond Danielson. 5-1 number 1 on the card, who's Flame Flower. 5-1 the 2 Princess Kesh, and 3 Spice Market is 5-1. And there's a horse from the Azzy Yard, they're in good form too, Kiowa, who's at 10s or 11s. Darren, give me guidance.
Yes, Kiowa returns from a long break since the 11th of January, so all depending on her fitness. Horses like Spice Market, now her rating's down to a very competitive mark, back over a mile. I think she'll run a forward race. Flame Flower, her best form has been over the shorter trips. When she tried 18 and 2000, she didn't quite see it out. So back over a mile, I know she's got a lot of weight, but has to go in. And then Princess Kesh. Now, she's more effective over a little bit further, but she'll be running on very strongly at the finish. And the best of the rest, Dancing Arabian.
All right, interesting. Darren may have picked up on a shrewdy, yeah? You like it spicy, or what's your plan?
Very spicy. 5-1. It's a little bit too spicy for me, Clyde.
Was that so? Huh?
She'll
We'll
start
have a go.
favourites, in my opinion. Darren touched on her rating, now down to a 78. Course and distance winner. The race appears to lack any pace. So she's going to get her own fractions up front. I think, Clyde, everything's in her favour. 5-1 even makes it more upbeat and positive. I think she's worth a big strike at that price.
Okay.
I make the danger number 6, Dancing Arabian. Just go back to the 26th of May. She actually beat Princess Cash on that occasion. She's better off at the weights. And I do believe the mile is more in her favour than Princess Cash, who will be doing her best work late. So for me, 3 from 6, but the value, no doubt, Spice Market.
Okay. Spice Market, guys, was 5-1 when we were recording. I don't know what price it is now whilst you're watching the show right now, but here's a look at what we're going to do on the tote. And we're going like this. It's the jackpot. You may want to take a chance and bank a Spice Market if you don't want to spend, that's a good few times. A small pot, Darren, where you've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, then banker 1 later on. That's in the next leg. Wafif is a banker for Darren. 2 and 5. And another banker for Darren comes up right at the back, number 16 on the card. Baby, don't hurt me. So, Darren, you confident this jackpot?
Well, it's not easy. I banked a horse at, I think, 7-1 in the last leg. But if she does arrive, we're going to catch her 25 times and it's going to pay handsomely.
Race 6, you know by now that Wafif has been the talk. That's one of the bankers from Darren's side at 7-2. Was 7-2 good value for you, Darren?
I thought he should start a little bit shorter than that because he's the right horse in the race. He's been over course and distance once. He ran second in the Secretariat Stakes over 1,400 meters at Turffontein. Last time out, he moved up nicely and he got outrun by Duke of Sussex in the closing stages. I think the drop back to 14 is going to suit. And from a decent draw, I think he'll have every chance.
Yeah, I think you're right. Can we go in here, Daryl? Wafif?
Clyde, I've got respect for Barney's Pride. That's number 4. Danielson may have had the choice of rights, and he's probably opted for Wafif, who's an improving 3-year-old. But I do believe Barney's Pride may get first run on him, and on a fast run track, he
could make all the difference.
He could hold him off. Barney's Pride, he won't have to work this time around. He's got a neat draw. I do believe he's got 2 positives in that. He's back in trip 2. So I do believe it is a match in 2. I'm not going to separate them. Let's hope that Wafif gets it right for Darren's jackpots.
Yeah, let's hope the same. Well, what are we doing here now on the totes? As you heard, Wafif and both Barney's Pride are fancied, but Darren's going in with Wafif. He says that's the right one and the one to back. So, Benquella Cove, who won last time, is expected to win again, I suppose, Darren, at 22-10. I know you fancy that. Bequest, Alec Laird's runner, the second choice at 3-1 in the market. But it's good to see at least Erica Verdini's come to form.
Oh, it was a pleasing effort last time from Benquella Cove. I've always rated this filly quite highly since early on in her career. A couple of runs back when she won a maiden by 9 1/4 lengths. She looked smart and she won a really good race last time out. I know she picked up a 6-point penalty, but she looks a progressive 3-year-old. And I think she can follow up with only 54.5 kilos in this lineup. But I have got respect for Lucy in the Sky. I don't think she quite saw out the 1400 on the stand-side track last time out. She moved up strongly, didn't quite go through with it. Back over the 1160, I thought she was the immediate danger.
Okay, let me get Daryl Marie in now. Let's talk about the race, Daryl. The Benquella Cove favourite. Worthy favourite?
Clyde, like you touched on, that stable's in really good form now, so that's a big positive. On paper, Bequest has to be the right one. She's 3.5 kilograms better off for a 2.5 length beating, plus she gets fitted with a set of blinkers. But Clyde, I was super impressed with Benquella Cove's latest victory. Very convincing. She showed good pace on that occasion, and she quickened well. So I don't think the £6 penalty that she picked up is going to hinder her chances of I do believe she could go back to back. And I've got respect for Bequest just because of the weight turnaround. So 5 from 7 for me.
All right, 5 and 7 for Daryl. Let's put the code up for you guys. You can see what you want to do here, and it is a straightforward. The guys are going Benquella Cove. Bequest is respect for, but Benquella Cove is the one to scan. Last race, you're back with us. Thank you for watching today. This eighth race on the card is an 1160, runs at the top of the hour, and Blue Waters is favourite, was favourite at 3-1 when we did the show. 11-2 about Insatiable, number 6 on the card. 13-2 about Baby Don't Hurt Me, which I know will take me straight to Darren Burrows, because I understand that being your first or one of your first choices, right?
I've been waiting for this filly to go back on the stand-side track sprinting trip. Last time out, she pulled way too hard around the bend. She skipped 6 lengths on her field and she got collared late. Her rating's now down to a 65 from an 80, and with only 52.5 kilos Mozieni in the saddle, this filly could go start to finish in this lineup.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Baby Don't Hurt Me. Are you on the same one? Nice price.
I like her. She's in my top 2. I'm going to just tip the 4 ahead of her. No time is taken. You can clearly see she's better than her later start. In her penultimate start, that on-cue form line, Cloud Love, Bart came out to win 2. Emerald Princess won 2 indirectly. If she just bounces back to her best, she could give Baby Don't Hurt Me a run for her money. And then Blue Waters, the short break, she could have benefited from that and strengthened up. We obviously saw Sweet Pepper winning the Grade 1, Alan Robertson from there, and Miss Daisy also franked that form line. So I think Paul Peter holds a strong hand in the last.
Well, he does, as you got all those horses that you've made reference to. All right, well, can we have a look at what we're doing in the last, guys? Let's put that up. And it's Baby Don't Hurt Me. That's Darren Burrows' suggested bet. And they were talking about 6-7-1 at the time of recording.